Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. So today is Friday, December 5th, 2025, and today we are going to make a tunnel card. That's going to be our fun fold for the day. But before I do that, I'm going to show you some more new product that's in the mini catalog, the January to April mini catalog, and I'll tell you the pages and the prices of these products. So you probably haven't received your mini catalogs yet, but they're on their way. The catalog does not go into effect until January the 6th. So there's plenty of time to get your catalog. Don't panic. Okay, still got another month. But the mini catalog is on its way. And as I've said, if you are a customer with me, yours is in the mail from Stampin' Up. If you are not a customer with me, but you'd like a mini catalog and like to be a customer, I'd be more than happy to get one into your hands. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show you 5 new products. As I said, I'm not a big fan of showing, 45 products all at once. So I think it's easier to digest if you take it in small doses. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the products, and then we're going to make our tunnel card. Okay, so first item I'm going to show you is the Stone and Vine. This is how I mark mine. This is called the Stone and Vine 3D embossing folder. Okay, this is shown on page 69 of the mini catalog. The price is $10. It's not a super-sized one. It's just the regular size, and the item number is 166990. And you just need, it's a 3D folder, so it makes a great impression. And obviously it's like little, I don't know if you can see, but it's like little vines with little leaves and kind of has a stone behind it. It's gorgeous. And $10. I just love the folders. Okay, the second item I'm going to show you is a stamp set, and this is called Prayers and Promises. This stamp set is obviously photopolymer, because that's all we sell now, photopolymer, 11 stamps. This stamp set is $20. It's shown on page 69 of the catalog, and I'm just going to show you real quickly how I've been doing mine now. So when they come, they are on just a clear sheet, right? The clear plastic sheet with the little thin paper over them. So what I've been doing is running this, stamping these just as is with just regular Memento ink, and then I run it through my I'll show you. So this piece is actually run through my, what the heck is it called? I can't think what it's called. Anyway, I'll think of it probably when I'm finished with the video. So all of these stamps are obviously more geared towards, Christian sayings, but I just think it's beautiful. It's 11 stamps. It's item number 167014, shown on page 69. A laminator. I run it through my laminator, and then these stick to my laminated sheet. And it's not super sticky, so I really like this. And that way I can just pull these out and use them. That's just my idea how I'm storing mine. Okay. All right. The next item is designer series paper. So this paper is called Mixed Up Patterns. This is shown on page 65 of the mini catalog. It's item number 166992. It is $12.50. It is not embossed, hence the price, but it is beautiful, and it's 12 by 12. So let me just give you a quick preview of what it looks like. So you can see the gorgeousness of it. So you get 2 sheets of that. You get 2 sheets of this one. Okay. 2 sheets of this one. Oh, I love this one. It kind of looks like a little bit like wood. And then the sheet. Texture look. Little pink polka dots. This one. I don't know if you can see it close up. And then we've got the green. I don't know if that's old olive. So it's very great for background paper. It's not like super flowery, and I love it. So 12 sheets of that. And so that's just a little over $1 a sheet. And you know our paper's the best, right? It's thick and it's lovely. So you really get, I think it's a great value at $12.50 a pack. Okay, and then the next item I'm going to show you is this, and these are called Sparkle Dot Essentials. So the colors, you get 3 different colors, and they are $8, shown on page, you get 4 colors, shown on page 64, $8, and they are different sizes. I think these are 3 different sizes, probably 4, 5, and 6 millimeter. Oh, gorgeousness. Okay, so I always get these. I am a sucker for gems, especially these ones that are kind of low profile. They're not real, they're easy to mail because they don't stick way up. Okay, so how do I store these? Let me show you real quick. Let's just make this a long video because I want to show you how I store these. So I keep this number right here so I can always refer back to it. So I don't want to cut that off, but I am going to cut this piece like that. And then I cut this down a little bit close to the gems, like that. When I put it in here, this little tab sticks up. So I close this, I trim this off. I don't trim the other side, I trim this side, okay? Making it open like this. You've probably seen me use these this way. And I slide this in. Now, I don't have to keep opening this every time. I just slide it open like that. So super easy to use. Sometimes I'll put pull on here because when I'm using it at classes, people don't know what to do and they try to open them. And it's so much easier this way. Okay, so these gems, again, are called Sparkle Dot Essentials, $8. And then the last item I'm going to show you, oh, these are so stinking cute. These are called Softest Spring Mix and Match Puffy Stickers. You actually get 2 sheets for $8. They're shown on page 16 of the mini catalog. And these truly are puffy stickers. But they're not really, they would be like kind of if you had an image and you popped it up on a dimensional. They're not hugely, right, thick. And you get 2 full sheets. Oh, so Eastery. Look at the little bird. Oh, there's not one in here that I don't love. The little birds, the butterflies, the leaves, the greenery, the flowers, a little wreath. Yeah, you'll be seeing me play with these. So those are the 5 items that I chose to show you today. I thought they all kind of went together. That's why I picked them. And get you excited about the mini catalog that's coming your way. You know what? I'll probably just, well, I was going to say I'll probably do these the same way, but we'll just go with that for now. Okay, so there you go. Those are the 5 items. Let's start stamping. Less chatting, more stamping. Okay, so today I am going to make a tunnel card. And I'm going to make a Christmas card. It's going to be kind of a simple, elegant Christmas card. I'm going to be using Modern Christmas Designer Series paper as an online exclusive item. It's the black, gold, and white paper. And once you see it, you're probably going to want it. It's 12 by 12 sheets, number 165990. Okay, so the card I'm going to make today is, I'm going to be using this piece of Designer Series paper. Okay, I'm going to use this side. I'm going to focus on this side. I'm also going to be using the Fa La La piece. I'm not so crazy about this side. I'm not crazy about that much, but I really like the Fa La La. So that's the side I'm going to use today. Okay, so let's get started. I have a piece of white cardstock. This is thick white cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. I did score it at 4 1/4, so I'm going to fold this in half. Okay, and then I have a piece of black, basic black cardstock, and this is actually measures 5 1/4 by 8. Okay, because I'm going to layer it inside the card. I'm going to fold this. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and adhere these together. So I'm going to put a lot of adhesive on here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it right here in the fold. Center it between the top and bottom. And then close my cardstock. Okay, then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put adhesive on this side. So have you ever made a tunnel card? Because they are so cute and they're really kind of simple to make. So today you're going to learn how to do it. Okay, so the next piece I'm going to do is this piece. Okay, and this piece is 5 by 7 3/4. Okay, so I did score this at, did I say 7 3/4? I think it's 7 1/2. Hold on. This is 5 by 7 1/2. And I did score it at 3 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to fold this in half on the score line. Make my nice crisp score line. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put adhesive on one side. I'm going to slip it inside my card, centering it from top to bottom in that black cardstock. You can zoom in if you need to see how this works. Okay, and then I'll close it. And then I'll do the same thing I did before. Adhesive on the back and close it. Okay, so now what you have is this. Now the card is not going to lay flat, and it's not designed to, because we're going to make a tunnel card. Okay, so this is kind of how it's going to stay open when you open it. And that's really what you want. Okay, so before I do the inside, the tunnel part, I'm going to decorate the front of the card. And what I chose is, I chose a piece of cherry cobbler. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to run it through an embossing folder. And the embossing folder that I'm going to use is Snowflake Sky. Don't know if this is still current, honestly. It was in the couple years ago holiday. I think it was carried over. But whether or not it's still available, I do not know. So it's a pretty simple folder. It's got little snowflakes and little dots of snow. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss. So since this is a 3D, you want to use your platform, which is 1, and your gray plate, which is 4. Okay? Now, as I say in my classes, always, always, always make a sandwich. What does that mean? Doesn't mean go upstairs and get some bread and some ham. It means you are going to use your plates, but you are always going to, you're going to use 1. Okay, you're going to put that in next, and then you're going to use 4. Plate 4. That's your gray one. Or if you have an old blue one, if you have the old cut and emboss, then you know, might have a blue plate. It's the same thing. Okay, if you have the blue plate, works just like the gray one. Okay, so you're going to use 1 and 4, but you're always going to put this in the center. And you want to make sure that it's centered, right? You don't want it off to the side like that, because when you run it through, you will rough up the side of your embossing folder. Ugh, we don't want that. Okay, so we're going to make our sandwich. If you don't, you will end up with a warped embossing folder. Same thing with your dies. If you put your dies on top and you do not make a sandwich, you will end up with warped dies, and they will never be the same. Just saying. Take it from me. I've had it happen. Okay, so now I'm just going to run this through my embossing, my cut and emboss. Okay, just to give that cherry cobbler some texture. So you can probably, maybe you can see how textured it is now. Okay, so if you don't have that folder, but you have something similar, any folder will work. Just give it a little texture. Okay, so we're going to put adhesive on here. And we're going to put this on the front of our card. So because this is 4 by 5 1/4, it's going to center nicely on this white base. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we are going to make a piece to fit on here. And what did I choose? I chose two-tone cardstock. This is basic black two-tone cardstock. Now you can buy this in an assortment pack sometimes. There will be maybe 5 different ones, or you can buy it separately and get more sheets of just that one. But I have this basic black, and so I am going to again use another folder. This one is available. It's called Traditional Wreath. Again, it's a 3D folder, so you're going to do the same thing. Any 3D folder, you're going to use 1 and 4. Now, since it's a small piece and this is a big wreath, I'm going to kind of center it like, so this side is more gray. That's how two-tone cardstock works. This side is black. So I'm going to put the black side up. Kind of want it more up. Okay, so I'm going to get like part of the wreath. I'm not going to get a full wreath, right? Because I don't have that big of a piece. But again, I'm going to run it through the same way. 1 sandwiched in between with 4 on top. Okay, centered so that I don't scratch up my folder. But I'm going to show you something cool that you can do with these two-tone cardstocks. Okay, so now I'm going to use a little tool, if I can find it here. Where are you, little tool? Here you are. Okay, so I'm a fingernail girl, right? So I have a lot of these little tools for my nails, and this is going to work perfect for this. Or you can use very fine sandpaper, or we even used to sell a buffing tool where you could scratch this off. But I'm going to use this side, and I'm just going to scrape gently over this paper and see what happens. So the two-tone cardstock is white, has a white core, and you're thinking, the other cardstock doesn't look like that. Nope. This is just the two-tone that does this. The other cardstock is colored all the way through, and we love that about it, but I love this for this. Okay, so if you get too rough, you can actually buff all the way through, so you don't want to go too crazy. That's why I kind of like these, because they're easy to hold. They have 2 different kind of settings, so to speak, right? But look at that. Isn't that so cool? So it actually makes the image pop more, and I really love, love, love this folder. And I just want to make the leaves kind of pop like that. Now, if you did this with a lighter cardstock, you could even bring some color into it. I'm not going to do that with my black. I mean, I could, now that all this white is popping. But for now, I think I like it just like this. And so before I adhere that, I'm going to use some gold, a little piece of gold foil. And what I did was I used my To The Point label punch. Is this still available? Oh, I hope so. This punch is adorable. And so what I did was I punched out just a small piece of gold foil, put it in, and punched that out. So now I'm going to use that underneath this. Okay, so I'm going to kind of position this like this, and then I'm just going to tuck this under where I want it and adhere that. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my liquid glue, because this is textured and this is textured, so I think liquid glue is a safer bet here. And now, a little more up here. You don't need to go too thick, but liquid glue is just so good for this kind of thing. Okay, so now I'm just going to lay this down, give it a little press. Okay, so now you can see that I've got a lot of texture going on. I've got this embossing folder, I've got this embossing folder, I've got this already punched out. Now, I want to put an image here, and I was like, one of my favorite Christmas sentiments is joy. And so if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you probably have these dies. These are the current add-on dies. They're called Abundant Joy. And if you don't have them and you're a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order them. 167855. They're only $12, and you get all of these dies. I think you get 6 different dies, and one of them is Joy. Okay, these are designed to coordinate with 3 months of our kits, October, November, and December. So I did cut out Joy, and look how cute that is, in gold. Okay, so now I'm going to, well, you know what? Before I get glass on ink, glue on my glass, I think I'm going to use these. Be smart. I'm going to use one of my silicone craft sheets. Okay. All now all I have to do is pick this up without getting glue all over my hand and adhere this right here. Use my silicone craft sheet, hold that down. All right. And then the last thing I want to do is just add some gems to that wreath because, you know, it's dark. I think it needs some red. So I am going to use some gems that are called, I find them. I have a lot of product out here. Where's those? Here they are. They are called, I've used these recently and I really love them. These are actually called Faceted Snowflakes and they're online. They're $10 and you actually get 3 different, you get the clear, the cherry cobbler, and the pretty peacock. And so I'm just going to use 5 of these and I'm just going to add these small ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one jumped out onto my finger, so I used it. 5. So look at those little snowflakes. Don't they look so cute on there? All right, so that's the front of my card, and I'm happy with it simply the way it is. I don't think I need any more stamping on there, but I do need to work on the inside to make this a tunnel card. And so I showed you the piece of designer series paper that I'm going to use. And how do you cut this? I cut this 6 inches by 5. Okay, so you can actually get 4 of these out of 1 piece of designer series paper with a little extra left over. And I scored them 3 times. Okay, so the first score line when you put it in is at 1/2, 3, and 5.5. Okay, so this one's going to go under. This half is going to go under. And this is actually going to fold up. But before I do that, I want to cut something out of the center to make it the tunnel card. And I chose Spotlight on Nature Circle. So the Spotlight on Nature has 12 dies. And they're all different sizes and different designs. And so before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to kind of try to center it according to the score line. Okay? And I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss. Now, because this is a die, you no longer need plate 4. What you need is plate 1, 2, and you need 2 3s. Okay? And again, you're going to want to make a sandwich. So please, please, please make a sandwich. Put your clear plates around that and then run it through. So now and the instructions are always on the platform. So if you're ever confused on what plates do I use, how do I make this work, it will tell you exactly on the platform how to make this work the best. So read this, familiarize yourself with this so that you always get this correct. And I guess a lesson that I've learned is if you start to cut through your cut and emboss and I hear my vacuum going. If it's too tight, that's a red flag. Stop and read the instructions because something's wrong. Okay, this piece is going to be extra and I will use that down the road. Okay, and this has all these little pieces in it, so I'm going to clean this by using my take your pick tool and the little sponge that comes with it. Now you're probably wondering, that doesn't look like my take your pick tool. Well, this piece is extra and it's actually used. Just take the old piece off and put this piece on, and it's actually used to clean out all those little pieces. That little brush works great to clean out all the little pieces of in these intricate dies. So if you're like me and you think, oh, I'll just punch them out like this, it takes forever, guys. Just use your brush. Okay, just mentioning that. All right, so we have this piece now, right? And I already folded these down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some tear and tape. I love tear and tape for if you want something really secured. And I'm just going to add the tear and tape to these 1/2 inch pieces. Just one layer. Don't need two, just one on that side and one on this side. Okay. Now I'm going to take this glue off. And you're thinking, oh, this looks complicated. It's really not. I figured out the easiest way to do this. Okay. So now you are going to fold this. Oops, wrong card. You're going to open up your card. You're going to, let's see, fold this backwards like that, okay, to where your glue, your little 1/2-inch glues are at the top, just like that. Make sure you're getting, it says follow law, so you want to make sure you get it going the right way. You don't want it upside down. So you're going to put it in like this. Again, you're going to put it in the center of your card, right in the crease, okay? You're going to let that first one stick. You're going to close the card like that. And when you open it, this is going to pop up, and now you have your tunnel card. Okay? I just think this is so cute. Now, when you mail it, if you're going to mail it, you need to make sure that this is popped down so that it mails. Otherwise, this is going to stick out, and it's not going to fit into your envelope. So you need to make sure that that's down like that. Now, if you don't have designer series paper that works, you can definitely stamp all over that paper. You can make this super simple. You could add a couple, die cuts. You could add some stamping, anything you want. You don't have to use like I did. I'm just trying to make it a little simpler. Okay, so now I want to say, where am I going to sign this card? Well, I'm going to sign it on the back. And so what I decided to do is just use these Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. These are the holiday ones. And I'm just going to take off I'm going to use this Merry Christmas one. Now you can definitely tint these. They're obviously white with gold embossed images, sentiments, and they are self-stick. So if you want to, you can color these. That gold will resist, and it makes it, you could do it in cherry cobbler. You could do it in any color that you like. But I'm just going to go with it the way it is. I was going to tint them, but I'm like, oh, you know what? I kind of like white. I like white on white sometimes. So I'm just going to take these backings off. Now, if you don't want if you wanted that popped up, you could use your embossing buddy, and you could put that all over the back of this while it's sticky, and then you could add your dimensionals to the back. Okay, so it's going to be super simple. I'm just going to add Merry Christmas right there, and that is where I would write my sentiment, my little, whatever my note for the holidays. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the card today. It's called a tunnel card. And I think it's a super easy, really fun fold. If you're interested in getting one of these in a kit, let me know. I have one cut, and that would be kit 3. If you're interested in it, it would be $5 and $1 to ship it to you. If you're local, $5, you can just pick it up. But if you want me to mail it to you, it'd be an extra $1, $5. Everything will be inside. In fact, I will give you the extra card so you can follow along. So you get an extra card and you get a kit. Okay, so it's called Kit 3 if you're interested, and here it is. So it has everything cut for you. The dies are cut. Everything's ready to go. All right. My name is Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks for watching today, and I will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.